She came out of the darkness barefoot, bleeding and screaming. Her small feet hit the cold road as if her life depended on it. When she reached them, she cried words no child should ever say. The men froze. Every breath left their bodies at once. What she led them to would haunt them forever. The road was long, empty, and surrounded by thick trees. No cars passed, no lights shined, just the sound of insects and the wind whispering through the forest. That's where Lily ran, barefoot, alone, terrified. Her pink dress was torn and covered in mud. Her hair stuck to her face with sweat and tears. Each step hurt, but she didn't stop. She couldn't. Behind her was something far worse than pain, fear. Lily was only 7 years old. She lived with her mother, Grace, in a small wooden house near the forest. Life had never been easy, but it was quiet. Her mother worked hard, smiled often, and always said, "As long as we have each other, we're safe." That night, safety disappeared. Strange men had come to the house after dark. Loud voices, anger, fear filled the room. Lily was locked inside while her mother screamed outside. Lily cried, pulling at the door until her hands hurt. Then everything went silent. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Lily didn't know. She escaped through a broken window and ran, through trees, thorns, and stones. She ran until her lungs burned and her feet bled. She screamed for help, but no one came until headlights appeared. A group of motorcycles roared down the road like thunder. Big bikes, loud engines, men in leather jackets. To Lily, they looked scary, but they were alive. They were people. She ran into the road, waving her arms. The bikes screeched to a stop. The leader stepped forward, tall and rough, looking with tired eyes and a deep voice. He knelt down slowly, careful not to scare her. "Hey, it's okay," he said gently. Lily looked up at him, shaking so hard she could barely stand. They hung my mommy," she cried. The words hit the night like ice. Everything stopped. The men looked at each other, unsure. Some thought she was confused, others feared the truth, but Lily's face said everything. This was not a lie. This was terror. The leader wrapped his jacket around her shoulders. She was freezing. "Show us," he said quietly. They followed Lily into the forest. The deeper they went, the darker it became. Branches scratched their arms, leaves crunched under heavy boots. The air felt thick, heavy with something wrong. Then they saw it. A tree, and beneath it, her mother. Grace's body hung still, barely moving in the wind. Her feet touched the ground. Her hands were tied, her face pale. Lily screamed and tried to run forward. The men rushed in. One lifted Grace. Another cut the rope. They laid her gently on the ground. Someone checked her pulse. "She's alive." A voice said, barely. Lily dropped beside her mother, crying, begging her to wake up. The men stood in silence, anger burning behind their eyes. They carried Grace out of the forest and rushed her to the nearest clinic. Lily never let go of her hand. At the clinic, doctors worked fast. Lily waited. Hours passed. No one spoke to her. Some people stared. Others whispered. She felt invisible, small, alone again. She thought maybe she had done something wrong. Maybe people wouldn't help. Maybe her mom wouldn't wake up. Lily curled into herself on a cold chair, hugging her knees. That's when the biker leader sat beside her. "You're not alone anymore," he said softly. She looked at him, unsure. Then she leaned into his side. For the first time that night, she felt safe. Grace survived, weak, hurt, but alive. When the doctor shared the news, Lily cried. Not from fear this time, but relief. She laughed through tears and hugged the biker like he was family. The men stayed all night, guarding the clinic, making sure no one came near them. They brought food, blankets, warm smiles. In the days that followed, they fixed the broken house, installed lights, cameras, protection. They made sure Lily and her mother would never be alone again. The town watched in surprise. These men, judged by their looks, became heroes. Lily began to smile again. She laughed. She played. She ran, but not in fear anymore. The biker leader visited often. Lily called him uncle. He never corrected her. Grace once said through tears, "You didn't just save my life. You saved her childhood." The forest no longer felt dark. And the road where Lily once ran barefoot in terror became the place where kindness found her. Sometimes help doesn't come from where we expect. Sometimes it comes roaring down a quiet road, just in time. That night, a little girl ran for her life, and strangers chose to stop. One act of kindness saved 2 lives. Never ignore a cry for help. You might be someone's miracle, because even in the darkest moments, humanity still shines.